Paraguay tax laws that will blow your mind. If you've been looking for ways to reduce your taxes legally, or even better, pay no taxes at all, then this is the video that you've been waiting for. Today I'm going to fill you in on some of Paraguay's biggest secrets, its tax laws. I wanted to talk about local taxes in Paraguay and how you can benefit from these laws. First up, business taxes. Basically, Paraguay charges up to 10% in business taxes. We're talking about business income taxes. So whatever profit your business made in any given year, right? You get expenses, you get income, but whatever the net profit is of that business, whatever that amount is, you pay 10% taxes on that amount. Let's say your business made a profit of over $1 million, you would pay $100,000 in taxes. Well, there are a few contingencies here though. If you qualify for the special tax regime, you may pay as little as 1% in taxes. The business income tax is also known as the IRE. Next, let's talk about the IDU, which represents taxes on dividends and profits. Now, this is not necessarily related to the business income tax. In fact, it really isn't. There are basically two categories here, okay? Residents and non-residents. Residents pay 8% taxes on dividends and profits, and non-residents pay 15% taxes on dividends and profits. Now, again, remember that we're talking about local taxes here. We're talking about all the money that you have generated and profited from, so the net profit of the money that you have generated from within Paraguay's borders. There have also been exceptional IDU rates of 5% for residents and 10% for non-residents. Next up, let's talk about your personal income tax rates in Paraguay. So we're talking about income derived from something like a job, or like, if you paid yourself like a salary, if you're a business owner and you paid yourself a salary, then this is the kind of personal income tax that we're talking about. Paraguay does have progressive income tax rates on net profit. And I always want to emphasize the word net profit, which is the taxable income that you have. Well, there are basically three numbers here: 8%, 9%, and 10%, which come with extensive deductions. You heard me right, you can deduct a lot of stuff from your taxable income in Paraguay. It's kind of similar to what you're seeing in Bulgaria or in America, where you have a standard deduction of, I think, about $13,000 a year right now. Income on capital gains would be 8%. All right, now we get the INR, the non-resident tax. I know we have already talked about this before, but as a rule of thumb, this tax rate for non-residents is 15%. And that's why I've been stressing throughout the videos, it is so important to become a tax resident of Paraguay to qualify for all these amazing tax perks, which exist across multiple categories. The non-resident tax actually has lower tax rates in some instances. It has a lower tax base percentage that makes the effective tax rate 4.5% or 7.5%. Then we get the IVA, the value-added tax. Here we got everything that belongs inside the family basket, also medicine, or let's say you want to lease a property. That's where these two tax rates come into play. Last but not least, we got the ISC, the Selective Consumption Tax. We got tobacco 18 to 24%. What also falls under the ISC category, the Selective Consumption Tax category, are alcoholic beverages, also known as adult beverages, between 9 to 12%. And there are also other goods that are being taxed anywhere from 1 to 6%. So to summarize the advantages, the minimum income tax rates range from 5 to 15%, and in some cases the effective income tax rate might actually be lower than 5%, because like we pointed out, there's certain deductions that may apply. Best of all, Paraguay does not have a wealth tax, 0% right now, except for property taxes. However, there are a couple of other things that we haven't really touched on yet, such as the preferential tax regimes with incredibly low minimum tax rates, like the Maquia law, free zones, guarantee law, and a few others. While Paraguay is not a tax haven, it is a tax-friendly country for sure. If you're ready to obtain a residence permit in Paraguay to take advantage of the amazing tax laws that we just discussed and potentially incorporate a company in Paraguay, then please feel free to reach out to us now. Nomad Elite is a full package relocation agency specializing in Paraguay. You should see our website displayed right below the video. As always, we appreciate you. Thank you so much for watching Nomad Elite, and we see you on the next video.